Yesterday I described the matrix, okay, which is the topic of the mathematics, okay. So after that I describe the matrix, how do this, and describe about the multiplication of the matrix, okay. After that, trace of the matrix, that how we find the trace of any particular matrix, and also describe the that how find the transpose of a matrix, okay. So also I gave here an example. So if you want to know about this, you can see our previous video, okay. So now I describe another topic of the mathematics which is related to matrix, okay. So today this is topic number 4. So this topic is related to determination of the matrix, okay. So let's start. Determination of the matrix, okay. So it is a very easy topic, okay. So I can tell you just like there is a matrix like a a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2 a3 b3 c3, okay. So it is a matrix, okay. So I need to find the determination of this matrix. So it is very simple or easier. So to find the determination of the matrix, I can do it like, so it is denoted by the from this means it is the mod sign and it is a matrix, okay. It is denoted by the this symbol. So it is very easy. First, now see here, it is column first and row first, okay. So the common element is a1. So element means neglect these elements, and we need to multiply b2 by c3 and b3 by c2, okay. So and common, take common this. So from here I can write as a1, okay. So v2 v3 c2 c3, okay. So after this I can multiply, but I add this step to clarify all the things simply, okay. So after this I take this thing. After that, take common v2. So now this is row and this is column. So plus v1, okay. Now what with these elements and these elements remain, because this is the, we take from this columns and this row, so we take this common, okay. So v1 and a2 a3 c2 c3 c3, okay. Now we need, we take c1 common, okay. So plus c1, okay. After that, this is the row and this is the column, okay. So these four elements now left. So I take here a2 a3 b2 b3, okay. Now it is very simple. Take this thing. So it is denote that it is the determination of a a matrix. Okay, so now I can take it like as a1. Okay, now see here. Now what I take like multiply v2 into c3. Okay, now when I multiply these two elements, after that I multiply these two elements, what minus these, the multiplication of these two elements from this. Okay, I think you can understand this thing. Similarly, I can also do for these two also. So plus v1 a2 c3 minus a3 c2. Okay, plus c1 a2 b3 minus a3 b2. So it is the main basic term or to find the determination. If I take a numeric example of numbers, then see here. Okay, so let this is a matrix. Okay, so 1 4 5 6 9 8 7 3 2. It is a matrix. So I need to find the determination of that matrix. Okay, so now see, it is very simple. So now what is, you can do also by using this formula, and you can take that it is row and it is column, it is row and it is column. So one is common, so these four left, so 9 into 2 minus 8 into 3. Okay, after that plus now this column and this row, so 4 into 6 into 2 minus 7 into 8. Okay, after that this column, this row, so plus 5 into 6 into 3 minus 7 into 9. Okay, so I take all these values from this matrix. So after that 9 into 2 18 minus 8 into 3 24. Okay, plus 4 8 into 2 12 minus 7 into 8 56. Okay, plus and now 5 3 6 into 3 18 minus 7 into 6 7 into 9 63. Okay, so now I can means subtract this and multiplication. So 18 minus 24 is equal to minus 6. Okay, plus 4 into 12 minus 56 is, so minus 44 from here, plus 5. Okay, so 63 minus 18 is 13 5, it is 5, it is 5 55. Okay, so from here I can, now I need to multiply this. Okay, so minus 6 plus now I need to multiplication of the 4 into 44, so it is equal to 176. Okay, and it is in minus, because it is minus into plus, it is 176. So it is also in minus. Okay, so from here I can find it. So it is actually not to 54, it is 44. Okay, it is 44, 45, sorry for this. So it is 45. So minus 45 into 5 is equal to it is 2 to 4, 2 to 5. Okay, so now at this all things. Okay, so it is 176, it is 6 plus 176 plus 225 is equal to minus 407. Okay, so it is the determination of a matrix. So I take random numbers and tell you that how find. Okay, so you can take anything, any number which is given, and you can find the similar with similar way. So after that I think you understand these things. So now uh, our determination of the matrix is completed. So there is another topic, okay, which is also compulsory, which is adjoint. Okay, so now I try to tell you about the adjoints. So actually this top I also read so many times, was so many times the question of questions in the get exam. So these are main topics of the matrix which is come in the in exam. Okay, so first I cover all these basic topics. After that I solve the questions from the gate exam and give you, also give you questions to solve yourself. Okay, so now come on in the fifth point. So what is fifth point? Adjoint of a matrix. Adjoint of a matrix. Okay, so it is very simple topic. Okay, so now see, like again I take an matrix A. Okay, so A is equal to A1, A2, A3, V1, V2, V3, C1, C2, C3. Now I take A1, A2, A3 in these row, and in the previous I take as a column here. So don't worry about these things. You can take as you choice. Okay. So here I take one. It is like denotes row one, row two, row three, column one, column two, column three, and A is denote that it is row one, row two, and row A, row B, row C. Okay. So similarly, now I can find the adjoint of this matrix. So now do it. Okay. So It is very simple. See here. Now I can find a1 is equal to, what is a1? Do same thing. For finding a1, remove this thing, these row and columns. Okay. So after I remove this, so what I find, v2, c2, v3, c3. Okay. So it is equal to v2 c3 minus c2 v3. Okay. So same thing, it is a1, now a2. Now see here, what is, now I take a1 for this, a2 for this, a3 for this, for capitals. Okay. So when the final result of the adjoint of this matrix is come like, which is denoted by the adjoint of a, the determinant we find before. Okay. So I can write as a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Okay. So now you can find that I find a. Okay. So I replace a1 by this. Okay. So similarly for a2, now for a2, this row, this column, and this row. Okay. So similarly b1, b3, c1, c3 is equal to b1 c3 minus c1 b3. Okay. So similarly for a3, what is, it is column for a3 and this is row for a3. So it is come for like b1, b2, c1, c2. It is v1 into c2 minus c1 into v2. Okay. So we can do these similar for v1, v2, v1, v2, v3, c1, c2, c3. So I can tell you that for b1 also, so for b1 what I take, for v1 this row and this column. Okay, same thing. Now I change the row number and the same column like for this. So now I can write that a2, a3, c2, c3. Okay. So it is equal to a2 c3 minus c2 a3 c2. Okay. Similarly I can find for b2 also, I can do directly. Okay. So see here, this is this and this. So a1, a3, c1, c3, a1 c3 minus c1 a3, and for v3 this and this. You can, now this is we can do. Okay. a1, a2, c1 c2. So it is equal to a1 c2 minus c1 a2. Similarly I can find for also for C1, C2 and C3. So for C1 it is very easy, so I can do sometime. So I can directly do these things, so as come from by using, so C1 is equal to uh, A2 B3 minus A3 B2. C2 is equal to 4C2 A1 B3 minus A3 B1, and C3 is equal to A1 B2 minus B1 A2. Okay, so this is coming from the this. So this is the main structure, that how we find the particular value for capital A, capital A1 A2 A3, capital B1 B2 B3, capital C1 C2 C3. So after finding all the values, put these values in this matrix. Okay, so when we put this matrix, so you can solve it. Okay, means find determination of this matrix. So after that, finding the determination, so this help us in the when we find the inverse of any matrix. Okay, so it is help us there. So revise it, and in next video I tell you about the rank is also come in the exam. Okay, so rank of the matrix, and after that inverse of the matrix. So after these two topics I cover in the next video, and after that I describe the eigenvalue and eigenvector. Okay, so do all these things, and if you skip these things, transpose of a matrix and the trace of a matrix and multiplication and the matrix, so you can skip our previous video. uh, okay, and I provide the link in the description. So thank you, have a nice day.